to create new value together. Together, we're building for tomorrow. Huawei will spare no effort as we probe the endless frontiers of science and technology. We're working with people around the world to explore the future. Despite a complex and ever-changing business environment, Huawei's enterprise business has experienced steady growth. Digital transformation is now in full swing. Huawei consistently invests in research and development, bringing innovation to digital infrastructure. We integrate ICT with industry scenarios, working in tandem with global customers and partners to accelerate digital transformation. For smart cities, we integrate.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. This is not the opening yet. This is just me telling you to please take your seat, mute your phones. Don't disconnect. We want you to share whatever you see here with your peers and with your social network. There are translating devices on your seat. That means that if the languages that we're speaking is not in your domain, you can use this translation device. If you leave the room or if you stand up from your seat and go somewhere else, please put the device back on your seat. The emergency exits are on your left and on your right. Basically, that means if something happens here, you're supposed to go there and vice versa, depending on the emergency. There are QR codes here and there. If you like, we'd like you to scan them so you can join online services, survey, and receive the latest and greatest information about this. As I said, we are about to start, and the start is now. Thank you.
One person can only achieve so much. As individuals, isolated, our ambition has limited scope. But when we collaborate as a team, our power combines. Our strength is unbounded. Being open, it's in our DNA. Huawei fuses together industry scenarios and innovative ICT technologies, working in tandem with global customers and partners to accelerate digital transformation. Building up modern governance systems with city intelligent twins, delivering better services to people far and wide. Promoting the intelligent upgrade of the financial industry. Supported by agile business innovation. Designing comprehensive transportation systems that usher in convenient travel and smooth logistics. driving the development of green, low carbon, safe, and efficient energy, unleashing the digital potential of industries. Digitalization is now certain. Together, we stride into a wider world. Together, we accelerate digital transformation. Together, we create new value.
Good morning, bienvenue, herzlich willkommen. Welcome here at this session, online, on-site, offline, and off-site. We have a lot of folks joining remotely. If this is going too fast for you, you can just sit next door and also join remotely. You can even do it right now simultaneously. The proof is in the pudding. Actually, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. The reason I'm saying it like this is because the world is hybrid. Hybrid as in offline and online. It means that we can be wherever we like and choose the device of our choice, regardless of our location, time zone agnostic, location agnostic, anywhere, anytime. These are the key features of the capabilities of a strong foundation, a digital foundation. And that is the key theme of this session this morning, leading a digital infrastructure for new value together, creating new value together. And that is clear because digital technologies are critical in our day-to-day operations. Just the fact that here you can take a picture and share it with your social networks while you're here in real time. In the past, you might have done the same. You took a picture, but you put it in your email. You could send it, but then someone had to receive it first. That's a bit of a delay, on time and always on. This summit has gathered a lot of business leaders, a lot of executives, experts, people like you and I. We are here to learn from the latest and about the latest and greatest. So, without further ado, opening speech, please welcome our first speaker who will join us online. His name is Mr. David Wang. He is the Executive Director of the Board in Huawei. He is Chairman of the ICT Infrastructure Managing Board, and he is basically all our Huawei bosses, including mine. He's the President of the Enterprise Business Group. Please welcome, online, Mr. David Wang.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm so happy you have joined us in Barcelona for the Industry Digital Transformation Summit. Before I start speaking, I would like to thank everyone here today for coming to contribute to the discussion on industry innovation and development. Thanks to the extensive support of our customers and partners, Huawei's enterprise business has grown rapidly over the past year. To date, 267 Fortune Global 500 companies and over 700 cities have been choosing Huawei to be their partner for digital transformation. On behalf of Huawei, I want to express my gratitude for their continued support. The world around us is full of uncertainty, but one thing remains certain for enterprises. Digital transformation will drive development. Digital infrastructure is a cornerstone of any transformation. And cloud, AI, and ever more advanced networks are key enabler of the future development. Together, they will spur wider economic growth. In fact, digital infrastructure like this will generate trillions of dollars in economic value. It is no surprise then that more than 170 countries have already released their own national digital strategies. Huawei intends to deepen our roots in the enterprise market while leading innovation in this digital infrastructure. Together with our customers and partners, we plan to create even greater value. And so, I would like to take this opportunity to share the areas that we are focusing on to achieve this. First, Huawei has focused on helping industries go digital by diving deep into specific scenarios. As we dive deeper into digital, the requirements for ICT vary more and more between scenarios. Huawei offers products and technologies specifically adapted to different industries. We also work with partners to more efficiently provide scenario-specific solutions to customers. At MWC, we will introduce more scenario-specific solutions for public service, healthcare, education, and electric power. This will help customers to go digital faster and drive local economic development. Second, Huawei has focused on investing heavily into innovation. Since innovation drives technology forward, 54.8% of our employees work in research and development. And over the past decade, we have invested $132.5 billion into R&D. Because of this, Huawei has one of the largest patent portfolios in the world, with active patents in more than 45,000 patent families. We focus on making our products and solutions in connectivity, computing, and cloud ever more competitive by innovating, reshaping architectures, and redesigning system engineering. At MWC, we will also launch a new series of smart campus network solutions built on Wi-Fi 7 and 50G PON technologies. The industry's first data center ransomware protection solution powered by network storage collaboration. And the Huawei Cloud covers one cloud infrastructure and new cloud services to help enterprises embrace the cloud. Third, we have focused on collaboration with global partners to enable industry digitalization and help SMEs access intelligence. Today, Huawei works with more than 35,000 partners and is dedicated to helping them develop stronger capabilities. We also cooperate with partners to make digital technologies more accessible to SMEs. Another key factor here is cultivating ICT talent to drive the application and innovation. To date, Huawei has contributed to more than 2,400 talent alliances, and over 750,000 ICT professionals are certified by Huawei. Finally, we remain committed to using digital technology to promote sustainable development and create greater social value. Within the ICT industry, we are pushing the boundary of series, materials, computing, and other domains to make ICT products more and more energy efficient. And we offer products and solutions that help other industries conserve energy and cut emissions. Huawei is ready and willing to pursue innovation and using leading technologies to serve local communities where we operate. Together with our global customers and partners, we will dive deep into each scenario and unleash digital productivity with innovative infrastructure. Let's stride towards an intelligent world together. Thank you again, and I hope the summit will be a rousing success.
Thank you, Mr. David Wang, for your opening speech. The digital journey is passing a tremendous amount of stages. Digital transformation is a journey. Mind you, it's not a journey that has a stop and go motion. That is where projects come in. The digital journey or digital transformation doesn't go from project to project. It is following programs and initiatives. And each program and each initiative has a specific starting point, a handover, because seamlessly going forward, we need to have a smooth journey, which is what digital transformation is about. New economies, new ways forward. Where is this coming to life? How and where are our industry partners and our customers having the benefits and the values of all of this? Before we go into this detail, and before we allow our customers and our partners to share with you their experience, I'd like to introduce the next speaker, please. Because the next speaker is going to touch upon very specific details about how and where products and solutions, technology building blocks, if you like, are paving the path for this digital journey. Our next speaker is Mr. Bob Chen. He's the Vice President of Huawei Enterprise Business Group. Please welcome Mr. Bob Chen.
Good morning, everyone. David Wang highlighted that Huawei needs the digital infrastructure and is committed to promoting industry digital transformation. We look to embrace a better intelligent world together. Now, I'd like to share with you a few stories. Let's see how digitalization affects our economy, culture, society, and the environment. Let's look at the picture. Do you know what it is? The first time I saw it, I thought it was an ancient tomb. Actually, this is an enterprise data center. What about this? A small town in Europe. Well, this is a Huawei data center. These two data centers are deployed in Gui'an, a new city in western China, while the both enterprises are located in Shenzhen in the eastern China. Why? To save energy. The average temperature of the Gui'an is 8 degrees Celsius lower than that of Shenzhen. Take the Shenzhen data center in Gui'an as an example. 1 billion kilo-hour electronic can be saved per year, which can support Barcelona for 1 month. Actually, the east of the China has the most population, industries, and digital talent. This comes with a large data volume. Actually, the data output in the West is 4 times that in the West. While the West has a rich energy resources, its energy is about 6 times that in the East. As such, China has launched the Eastern Data and Western Computing Project in 2022. The project is to deploy 10 national data center clusters in the West, 6 of which will be built in the West. And the longest distance between the 2 data center clusters is about 2,000 kilometers. By 2022, the project will save about 170 million megawatt hours of electricity. It will also drive deployment of the Western industries, which amount to about $15 billion. In addition, the project will further centralize national data to enable data sharing and training better. For example, the transaction volume of the global big data center exchange in Guizhou reached a huge amount of the 50 $2 million US in 2022. The project faced many technology challenges, such as storage and transmission of the vast amount of the data. Storage technology, like data reduction, lower transmission bandwidth requirement for the data transfer. Huawei uses innovative technologies, such as HDBaseT compression algorithms, to achieve the data reduction ratio of the 72:1. Moreover, our optical connect reduces the latency to less than 20 milliseconds at a distance of 2,000 kilometers. My next story is about education. These are the classrooms in the three cities of China. Shenzhen, which is economically developed. Yuanyang, which is economically developing. And the remote city of the Tianshui. All classrooms are equipped with electronic screens. Actually, in China, 90% of the primary and secondary schools, which is 200,000 in total, have such smart classrooms. Smart classrooms can improve the teaching interaction. These are the scenarios of a primary school in Shenzhen. Teachers have rich virtual teaching modules. Students use the digital devices to complete homework and use and listen to their teachers' comments anytime. Students can also join the pictures and create projects together. And the smart classrooms can be used to share teaching resources. What you see here is a middle school in Beijing that has better educational resources, and it is holding distance learning with a school in Dangxiong, Tibet, 3,000 kilometers away. As you can see, smart classrooms have become the foundation of the schools in China. How did this happen? The share of the digital investment in China education is about twice of the average in the world. Over the past 5 years, China's investment in digital education is more than $250 billion US. More and more countries and regions, whether you're Asian Pacific, Europe, American, or Africa, are accelerating the deployment of the smart classrooms. The network and electronic screen are the core of the smart classroom's experience. For example, if multiple students access HD videos together, frame freezing may occur. So, a large capacity wireless network is required. Huawei Wi-Fi 6 uses the 3-radio technology to increase the concurrent capacity by 50%, ensure a smooth video experience. Next, I'd like to talk about financing. Let's start with the wallet. I'm sure many of you have the wallets with the credit card and cash. But actually, wallets are rarely used in China. Why? Let's look at these 3 scenarios you will understand. whether it's a highland malls, roadside fruit shops, and street performance. There is a QR code. In China, more than 900 million people use mobile payments in 2022, with the average of 3 payments per person per day. Mobile payments account to 90% of the daily expenses. Mobile payments are becoming popular globally. In the past, in Ghana, 60% of people didn't have a bank card. People who work in the capital had to take their money home by bus, which cost money and time. Now, 90% adults use mobile payment. They deposit and pay money with mobile phones, no longer transit hundreds of kilometers with cash. In 2021, 2 billion people globally use mobile payments, with a total transaction volume reach $1.7 trillion US. Mobile payments are expected to cover 60% of the world population by 2025. To build in mobile payments, cloud data center and the mobile payment platform are needed. High concurrency precision depends on the elastic scalability of the cloud data center. Huawei mobile finance solution supports 10,000 TPS concurrent precision. Additionally, new app service need to be launched quickly to ensure market competitiveness. Huawei's mobile payment platform is a based distributed architecture and supports the deployment of the new services like building blocks. New services can be rolled out in just 2 weeks. The last story is about environment protection. Everyone knows this animal, right? A panda. Panda are a national treasure of China. They have lived on Earth for at least 8 million years. Unfortunately, pandas are endangered. There are only 1,800 white pandas in the world. In fact, China has established 67 protected areas, mainly in Sichuan, to protect pandas. However, this doesn't guarantee there will be no problems. What's the biggest challenges? Forest fire. This is a serious fire in Liangshan, Sichuan province in 2019, which is one of the panda habitats. The forest fire lasted for 10 days through more than 30 square kilometers and seriously affected the pandas' living environment. Over the past decade, more than 3,000 forest fires have occurred in the Sichuan province. So, how to prevent forest fire? In the past, manual patrols were the main way. This is the daily work picture of the inspector of the Sichuan Panda Reserve. On such mountain roads, they walk 10 kilometers daily, which takes 8 hours. Each inspector is responsible for at least 6 square kilometers. making it very difficult to detect and deal with the fire in time. To resolve this challenge, Huawei and partners have deployed a forest fire monitoring system. Up to now, more than 300 dangers has been detected, and the forest fire have declined by 71%. Of course, we also use the many innovative technology in this system. For example, there is no optic fiber in the forest. We use a microwave to backhaul monitoring signals. The 4 stories I have shared are the typical cases in economy, culture, society, and environment. They show how digital technology are dived into all parts of the world. Archimedes once said, "Give me a place to stand, and I shall move the earth." Facing the industry digital transformation, digital technology is the place. Digital technology is the right place to help industry go digital. Huawei will focus on connectivity, computing, cloud, and other digital technologies. We will continue inspiring innovation to drive industry digital transformation. Together, let's build a connected, intelligent world. Okay, that's all for my speech. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's go. Thank you, Mr. Bob Chen, President of Huawei Enterprise Business Group, for clear insights and underlining the fact that digital is actually a strong way to go forward. A 0.2% of a nation's GDP invested in a physical economy is only giving growth and an ROI within that same year of less than 1%. That same percentage, so a 0.1% of GDP invested in digital economy and in digital programs and initiatives, gives close to a 2% of an ROI already in that same year. Digital has the capacity to go stronger and faster. In other words, digital allows us to do better what we already do best. In the presentation of Mr. Bob Chen, you have seen cases that are up and running already, that are built on mature, commercially available digital pieces of technology. In the opening speech of Mr. David Wang, you've heard that we have invested more than $130 billion in innovation and R&D in the past years. Where did that innovation money go? We will launch right now, in the coming 2 presentations, new portfolio. That means we're driving forward as well. We're accelerating this digital journey along with you. So our next speaker is Mr. Vincent Liu, and he is going to introduce the latest portfolio of his department. Mr. Vincent Liu is the President of Global Enterprise Network Marketing and Solution Sales in Huawei Enterprise Business Group. Please welcome Mr. Vincent.
transformation. With the term of campus, we actually mean quite a lot of things. However, we need to focus on how to solve the problems of unstable network, load management, efficiency, and high O&M costs in traditional campus network. In campus planning, deployment, and operation, different industries have different concerns. In university, campus networks are large scale. Operation and maintenance are difficult. Huawei Smart Campus used the industry the first simplified IP plus POL architecture and optical electrical hybrid cable deployment to reduce network layers, facility management, and reduce TCO by 30%. In the government, video conference assurance has always been a pain point for network administrator. Huawei Smart Campus provides real-time user experience assurance and improves user satisfaction by 80%. So, for the next generation campus architecture, we launched a variety of products, including core switches, POL access network, and Wi-Fi 7 AP. The Cloud Agent S16700 is the industry highest performance core modular switch. The Cloud Agent S8700, the industry unique experience assurance switch. One device can guarantee HD video conference for 10,000 users. The industry highest performance Wi-Fi 7 AP, Agent 807071 supports 30 Gbps high-speed access anytime, anywhere. And the industry first symmetric 50 gigabit PON combo solution achieves 40 kilometers long-haul coverage without replacing the ODN. Furthermore, Huawei Wide and the wireless campus solution is named a leader in 2022 by Gartner Magic Quadrant. In the report, the customer fully recognized Huawei campus network, wireless first, and the intelligent O&M. In the multi-branch campus scenario, more and more mission-critical services are deployed on the cloud. Therefore, we need to consider how to balance connection experience, O&M efficiency, and least line cost. Huawei is a branch solution, is dedicated to meeting the one network access requirement for any service. In the government, IT resources are insufficient. The branch service provisioning are slow. Simplified deployment improves deployment efficiency by 10 times. In the AZ branch solution, the 3-in-1 platform iMaster NC-Campus helps enterprise reduce OPEX through unified LAN and WAN management. Various gateway forms ensure one network service access. The AR6700V provides the highest performance and elastic capacity expansion. It can be deployed on various public cloud without hardware device. The headquarter interconnection gateway AR8700 with separate forwarding and control plans has a high forwarding performance of 80 Gbps. Now, let's look at one part, how to evolve the traditional SDH communication network and how to build E2E hard pipes to meet new service requirements. Electric power, transportation industries are related to the national economy and the people's livelihood, and production safety is the foundation. Traditional production network use SDH hard pipe at the backbone layer and a separate network at the access layer. Huawei single optics is the best choice for S-stage evolution. The E2E OSU provide a secure and a reliable or optical base for the energy and transportation industries. To implement E2E OSU, Huawei Single Optics introduced brand new product portfolio. Optic transmission launches E6616X of 6-in-1 MS-OTM product and the 19624X with highest density of 2 million bps service. Optical access enhanced EA5800 OLT to support OSU. And optical terminal released to industry-grade device E810 and the T823E. Now, let's look at the IP barrier network. How does one solution provide optimal cloud experience in an agile, reliable, and intelligent way? With the emergence of various enterprise applications, the Cloud One solution continues to be upgraded. It provides ultimate application-level experience and cope with various challenges in digital transformation. In public sector, segment routing over IPv6, intelligent compute path, improving service rollout efficiency. Huawei launches the high-performance service assurance NetEdge 8000M series. It uses intelligent traffic analysis to improve traffic optimization efficiency. Second, digital maps are used to implement visualize ONAM. Connectivity is crucial to digitalization, while networks are key to connectivity. Huawei is committed to helping enterprise build intelligent cloud network with cloud network synergy, simplify architecture and energy saving, thereby maximizing digital productivity and creating ultimate experience. We will continue to work with customers to build next-generation network infrastructure to better serve all industries. Next, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch a product launch video to gain fresh insight into our new enterprise network products. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all.
Thank you, Mr. Vincent Liu, who is the president of the networking product line. So these are the newest building blocks that pave the path for the digital journey. Where do these services reside? Of course, they are in a shared services environment. They are in an application server farm. Our next speaker is going to launch, so not introduce portfolio, but really launch new portfolio that relates to that. Please welcome Mr. Michael Q, who is President of Global Data Center Marketing and Solution Sales Department for his portfolio launch. Mr. Michael.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Michael. I'm in charge of the Global Data Center Marketing and Solution Sales Department. Today, it's my great honor to share some new innovations from Huawei. I think everybody knows that the world has changed a lot. In Europe, the electricity price has risen tenfold in the past 18 months. 4% of electricity is consumed by data center. Another thing is about cybersecurity. Cybersecurity issues are rampant. Every 11 seconds, there is a company attacked by ransomware. That's a fact. On the other hand, new technologies, such as ChatGPT, everybody's talking about that. This kind of new technology are leading the trend of the era. It means diversified computing power is required. These are factors driving data center infrastructure to be more and more green, more and more reliability, and more efficiency. Typical requirements for data center are also changing. For large enterprises, they need to deal with uncertain threats, ensure ultimate service experience, and process diversified massive computing power. But for SMB, the biggest concern is how to build a cost-efficient data storage system. Today, we will launch 4 innovations to address these challenges. The first innovation is anti-ransomware. It is the biggest risk for enterprises now, and it is also the biggest challenges for all the CIOs. The reason is that ransomware becomes more and more complicated. Firstly, it's very hard to detect. Massive ransomware detected in the last year, 98% of them is first time detected. Secondly, very hard to defend. Very fast infection within the video system. It can obtain permission within 45 minutes. The third thing is very hard to recover. The average business disruption due to ransomware attack is 5 days. And it's never guaranteed to restore your data even after you pay the ransom. More than 50% of the enterprises attacked cannot restore the data eventually. That's why we launched the first innovation to deal with this challenge. Let's watch the video. Yes, you have seen it. Industry's first network storage collaboration data center multi-layer ransomware production is here. We call it MRP. For ransomware attacking, 2 things they want to do. The first thing they want to do is to encrypt your data for ransom. Another thing they want to do is steal your data for ransom. I think Huawei MRP technology is created to prevent these two things to happen. The first one is network storage collaboration. What does it mean? It means we have two lines. One line is in DMZ, and another one is in production zone. They work together to defend the attacks. According to the report of CNCTC, the detection rate is more than 99%. The second thing is a 6-layer defense system. It makes IT system invincible. At the same time, in the storage domain, end-to-end encryption is used to prevent data stealing. That's the point. When a ransomware attack is detected, another thing, the restoring system responds immediately. The recovery rate could be 172 TB per hour. It is the fastest in the industry to make sure business continuity. The second innovation is about disaster recovery. We all know the disasters happened recently. Thoughts and prayers to all the victims and the best wishes to all the people. That reminds us how fragile our data service actually is, and unexpected disaster can destroy a business easily. With highly reliable disaster recovery solutions, enterprise loss can be minimized. Traditional DR solution have 3 challenges. The first challenge, the distance limitation. The distance limitation between data center is 50 kilometers to ensure the best performance. Secondly, network jitter causes data loss. The service downtime could exceed 2 minutes when recovering from the jitter. What you are about to see is the latest DR solution. Let's see the video. Yes, it's the industry's first storage optical connection coordination unified disaster recovery solution is ready now. We call it SOCC. We optimize the latency between data centers to achieve less than 2 millisecond delay within 100 kilometers, enabling flexible site selection. Secondly, the SOCC feature provides an ultra-stable connection that makes I/O switch over time from 2 minutes to 2 seconds, which is 60 times than before. Besides this, we provide an intelligent DR management platform. We call it IDRP. It enables DR management efficiency to be improved 6 times than before. By all of this, we can achieve a DR solution with 0 interruptions of critical services. The third innovation, we break through the network performance bottleneck and fully unleash the diversified computing power in the data center. New technologies such as ChatGPT drives diversified computing power, such as AI deployed in a hybrid computing system. It brings 3 challenges to data center. The first of all, networks for general purpose computing, for storage, and for HPC are built separately. 3 different networks means the high operation and the management cost. Secondly, the traditional data center network no longer satisfied the requirements of different services. For example, the storage services require high bandwidth, while AI training requires low latency. The last, data centers need to be accessible at any time, 24 hours, 7 days. Stable running is required. So what kind of data center switch can meet all the requirements? Here it is. Let's watch the video. Yes, you have seen it. The industry's first data center switch built for diversified computing power. Huawei Cloud Engine 16800X is on. Why the Cloud Engine 16800X can fulfill the requirements? The first thing is the ultra-high convergence. It enables converged barrier while Ethernet. This reduces the TCO 36%. The second thing is about ultra-fast network. It achieves application acceleration in all scenarios. It's very important. It could improve in performance 20%. The third thing is ultra-high performance. It's 800 gig platform, support service self-healing. The switch can be widely used in various industries. For example, in finance industry, with North Plus storage network, the number of concurrent financial transactions increased 45%. So far, 3 innovations for large enterprises. And now, let's talk about SMB. The data volume of SMB is also growing rapidly, and the demand of data protection is also increasing. More and more SMB want to have their own cost-efficient data storage system. Actually, their requirements are very clear. First, 87% of the SMB don't have professional IT maintenance team, so they want labor saving. Secondly, electricity price in Europe, everybody knows that, increased a lot. The energy saving and cost reduction must be considered. The last, everyone wants worry-free after installation. A stable and reliable service without interruption is the top one requirement from SMB. We are now introducing a new storage combination for SMB. Let's see the video. Here we go. Yes, it's a Huawei Ocean Store Dorado 2000 and Ocean Protect X 3000. The industry's first entry-level storage combination with active architecture. This entry-level storage combination is not only about 20% cost saving, but also 3 major features. The first one is simple and green storing. The Ocean Store Dorado 2000 saves 30% power consumption than the industry average. It's a 3-step service configuration, increasing the overall working efficiency. The second, easy backup. The Ocean Protect X3000 support active, reliable architecture, which is unique in the industry. The last one is a fast delivery. With Huawei's excellent supply chain, the lead time could be less than 2 weeks. That's all about the 4 innovations. All of them can be seen in Huawei exhibition area. Welcome to visit it. We will focus on data center infrastructure innovation to help all-level enterprises cope with the business challenges. Let's make data center more green, more reliability, and more efficiency. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Michael Chu, who is the head of our data center marketing and solution sales department in Huawei Enterprise. Also, thank you, Mr. Vincent Liu, because the combination of these two portfolios are clearly the right and strongest building blocks that drives digital transformation. And as Michael also mentioned, and maybe you've experienced that perhaps yourself, some of the colleagues in our same industry have a bit of trouble with their lead times in providing you with the systems and solutions in the right time, sometimes even 5 or 6 months. We're very able and very capable to support you with the delivery within 2 to 4 weeks. How's that for lead time? How's that for speed in your digital journey? That brings me to our next speaker, of course. It's time for the voice of the industry and voice of our customers, because they are clearly the only ones that can tell you exactly how it works. Our next speaker is Mr. Juan de Dios Navarro Caballero, and he's the Deputy of Innovation, Digital Agenda, Contracting Area, and International Residence of the Alicante Provincial Council. That's not far from here. Mr. Juan de Dios Navarro Caballero.
Buenos días. Lo primero que quiero agradecer es a Huawei la oportunidad que da la Diputación de Alicante
the opportunity to introduce to you at today's international event the most important in the industry, to introduce the case of the Provincial Council. I'm Juan de Dios Navarro. I'm the Deputy of Innovation, Digital Agenda, Contracting Area and International Residence of Alicante Provincial Council, which is chaired by Mr. Carlos Monzon. The province of Alicante is a very welcoming province. It is a province that could be defined as a province made up of 141 municipalities with more than 2 million inhabitants from more than 150 different nationalities. So as I was saying, 2 million inhabitants from more than 150 different nationalities. 20% of the registered inhabitants are foreigners. They've come to live in our province, and as you can see in the video, this province has many beautiful traditions. It's the 5th province in Spain in number of inhabitants and contribution to national GDP. Alicante receives more than 12 million tourists a year, and Alicante also has an international airport with more than 13 million passengers per year, with 128 destinations in 27 countries. You can see Alicante is a very welcoming province with front sea line, interior areas, delicious cuisine. And in this case, I'd like to take this occasion to invite you all to visit Alicante so that you can see everything we are doing to improve and to welcome all of our visitors. As I said, we have received more than 13 million tourists coming to our province on a yearly basis. The Provincial Council, its main goal is to give legal, economic, and technical assistance to its municipalities. As I said, there are 141 municipalities. 115 have less than 20,000 inhabitants. and that is who we serve. We have an annual budget of 283 million and a workforce of 2,000 employees. The services we offer from the area of innovation is the private cloud, promoting remote desktops and using business applications such as accounting, the platform to give our services to citizens, and other IT services. Then there is the design and hosting of web portals for local councils. We have the emails for local councils, and another very important aspect is cyber security, perimeter cyber security in more than 110 municipalities, where we have modernized all of the facilities with more than 900 computers that have been distributed and duly secured throughout the local councils. And without the contribution of the Provincial Council of Alicante, this would not have been possible. The initiatives have been awarded by the Ministry of Finance and Public Administrations and have received prizes from the Official College of Computer Engineering of the Community of Valencia. E-government in Spain, we need to continue seeing improvements. It's a field that is already well established, but we still need our work and close collaboration, as we have been doing for more than 7 years now with Huawei, to narrow the digital gap between larger and smaller municipalities in our support to help them digitalize in the public administrations. When it comes to cybersecurity, it's an essential element to give credibility to global e-government. The reputational cost of a security breach in a public administration is unpredictable and incalculable, and it comes with unpredictable consequences. The Provincial Council has been working on cybersecurity since 1995, but it's been since 2019 when we put all the background we have acquired to work for the benefit of local councils. We currently receive 17,000 attacks per day, of which 1,200 are classified as critical and around 4,900 are classified as high risks. That is where we see the importance and the need to work and take action in the field of cybersecurity. The modernization of digital infrastructures is important, and for that we need to have digital infrastructures that we can strengthen through the cloud services to offer the municipalities of the province of Alicante. Then we have the construction of our own data center at the service of the Provincial Council and the municipalities is another important aspect. We are supporting the construction of a second public or private data center to contribute combating the deficit of data centers in Spain and in Alicante. And in this sense, we encourage different actors, both public and private, to explore the possibility of investing in data centers in our province to promote the construction of a computing network that ensures greater levels of resilience. From the Provincial Council, we're implementing a Security Operations Center, an SOC. Most city councils don't have the means to do this by themselves, and that is why the Provincial Council has to support them and has to collaborate with them. The Provincial Council is the closest public authority to the municipalities. Some of these municipalities have 100 inhabitants only. Then there are larger ones like the city of Alicante, which has over 300,000, and Elche, which has 240,000. So in this regard, we need to work with artificial intelligence. We're not here to discover the innovations that we are using from artificial intelligence, but public administrations must make a firm commitment to the implementation of artificial intelligence in all digital transformation processes so that we can reach our municipalities and those we serve, the 2 million inhabitants of the province. So in this regard, digital transformation is essential. And to cite an example, it is essential to have SOC to apply artificial intelligence to the huge amount of data that it handles. And cybersecurity and artificial intelligence are an indissoluble binomial. The challenge we are faced with is that we need a corporate network that responds to our challenges. And to address the digital transformation, it is essential to have the basic infrastructures in place to improve our efficiency and the citizens' experience. The first digital challenge for the Provincial Council of Alicante is to equip itself with a network capable of solving problems such as the insufficient bandwidth and also the difficulty of providing new services and complex operation and maintenance. For example, the facilities such as those of the Provincial Council of Alicante, it's common to find devices from different manufacturers which must be managed by the same team of engineers. On the other hand, the new reality in which we have all been living since 2020 has meant an exponential growth in the need for bandwidth in our networks because general population is using new services, video conferencing from any place, Zoom meetings, all meetings, many virtual meetings. Everyone has to be able to use them from any device and from anywhere and everywhere in our province. Another challenge we have overcome was deploying the high-capacity wireless network to cover the needs of the workers and the employees of the Provincial Council and to the inhabitants of our province. And we are deploying the high-capacity wireless network at the Archaeological Museum, which was chosen as the best museum in Europe and which will soon host an exhibition that we are very much looking forward to with the Warriors of Xi'an. I'm sure this will be one of the most beautiful exhibitions, and I would like to invite you to visit it. Also, the Huawei SDN-based cloud fabric solution has simplified our network architecture while incorporating smart bandwidth management, and it has helped us to automate the deployment of new services. On the other hand, the effort spent on typical network maintenance operations has been drastically reduced. Today, the SDN platform is integrated with Microsoft and VMware hypervisors, which facilitates the virtualization platform migration process that we are currently engaged in. With Huawei, we have achieved the concept of a global network, and I want to thank Huawei because they're being very professional in helping the Provincial Council to help configure, deploy, and maintain this in a cross-cutting way throughout all of the devices that users use to connect to these services. The use of the technologies facilitated by Huawei has enabled the Provincial Council of Alicante to take an important step forward in all of the digital transformation processes taken so far and which continue to be carried out, which have had a positive impact on the day-to-day running of the Provincial Council, and we have also allowed access and digital development to all of the municipalities and citizens in our province. We trust in Huawei not only because it has the capacity to lead in research and development processes worldwide in any ITC-related field, but it also has the will to do so based on the real needs of its customers. Our years of relationship with Huawei could be summarized in 3 C's: the technical and financial capability to lead ITCs, the commitment to meeting global standards, and customers like ourselves, they count on us to have us at the center of their decisions. So this relationship is really important. Our challenge as public administrations is to place technology at the service of our citizens. And for this, the administration must make progress in 3 key elements: higher capacity and more resilient communications network. It is not possible to implement digital services for citizens if they continue to be unable to access them. If there is no network, there is no digital transformation. Secondly, greater security and availability in the cyberspace. Citizens must be guaranteed a controlled environment for dialogue with the different public authorities. Public administrations must guarantee an adequate safekeeping of the data that is entrusted to them in the digital world, while also providing citizens with 24/7 access to their procedures 360 days a year. Then comes the use of artificial intelligence to improve people's lives. The dialogue between the administration and its citizens must be as seamless as possible, regardless of whether digital media are used or not. And artificial intelligence is essential here to design interfaces that are close to the human being. For this, we would like to continue counting on Huawei as a strategic partner in this exciting path ahead of the digital transformation of the Spanish society, and more specifically for the citizens and the province of Alicante. We'd like to continue working with Huawei, and like to thank Huawei for allowing the Provincial Council of Alicante to be by their side and for inviting us to be here. Thank you very much and have an excellent day ahead.
Muchas gracias por la contribución.
Thanks so much for your contribution, Mr. Juan Ríos Caballero.
The journey is passing different stages, is touching all industries, including industries that are non-digital native, mind you. For example, manufacturing, the world of production, but also the world of energy, oil and gas, electric power. By the way, I didn't introduce myself at the beginning, so I'm going to do that now. I am Chief Innovation Officer in our Global Electric Power Digitization Business Unit. My name is Edwin Diender, and I support our customers and partners in the electric power industry with their digital journey. And the electric power industry is a very non-digital native industry, as you probably can imagine. Things are very mechanical, things are very manual, things are very, how shall we say it, offline and very personal. Clipboard, paper and pen, that sort of thing. Our next speaker is Group CIO of Eskom, the electric power company of South Africa, an industry icon for so many different reasons. For one, a lady in a very male-oriented industry like the electric power industry. But most importantly, for her vision. And to share her vision, please welcome Ms. Faith Byrne.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try and greet you in different languages. If I get it wrong, just smile like I'm doing the right thing. So I'm going to say hola. I'm going to say ni hao. I'm going to say salam alaikum. So thank you for having me this morning. I'm going to speak a little bit about digital transformation and just my approach to digital transformation. So Mr. Chen, you inspired me with your stories. And I wanted to also tell a story. I thought I'd get onto the bandwagon and tell a story as well. Mr. Chen, I hope you'll forgive me. But the story I'm going to tell you is not a digital story, it's a human story. Many years ago, I went away. And in South Africa, there are 2 places. There's a place called, well, there's more than 2 places. But there's a place called St. Lucia. And then there's a place called La Lucia. Now, St. Lucia is very far north. It's almost at the border of Mozambique. And La Lucia is very close to Durban in KwaZulu-Natal. So the journey to La Lucia from my place would be 6 hours. But the journey to St. Lucia from my place would be 9 hours. I thought I was going to La Lucia, left really late on a Friday afternoon, arrived in La Lucia at about 12 that night, and then only checked my map to find out I was actually going to St. Lucia, which was another 3 hours. I arrived at St. Lucia at 3 a.m. in the morning. Why am I telling you the story? Not for you to feel sorry for me, but I'm telling you the story to say what I realize is about digital transformation is the tech is really great. It's awesome. And the technology that Huawei has just blows my mind. But as a CIO, you need to understand and know where it is you're going and make sure that you're not going to a different place. So what we like to talk about is we like to talk about Sophia, who goes on a date with Will Smith. We like to talk about drones. And there's an application of drones where we deliver blood in South Africa to far-lying areas. And we also like to talk about electric vehicles, and actually as Eskom, we've committed to go to get involved in electric vehicles and to purchase some as well as the charging stations. And these are all really, really great applications, right? But if you're not sure how to actually get there, then I think the journey becomes quite troublesome, and you'll find yourself at 3 a.m. in the morning looking for a place called St. Lucia. So how I started the journey is I looked at, I did an industry scan and looked at different organizations that have traveled the journey before and that have got results to show for it. So I looked at Duke Energy, I looked at Iberdrola, and I looked at Enel. And I found them all very useful in the way that they apply their digitalization. Enel, for example, has an organization based on platforms, and so their whole approach is around platforms. And I thought that was really interesting for Eskom to think about in terms of how we then approach our journey. But an industry scan is good. However, we also need to realize that with digital transformation, remember, it's really just not about the tech. It's about how you structure your organization. It's about the culture of the organization. It's about how your organization actually operates. So you need a digital operating model. You need a digital skills and mindsets. And it is about really just more than the tech. So going back to my roadmap, and my time's going really fast, going back to my roadmap, to get to digital transformation, this is the roadmap that I use, and you don't really have to do it sequentially, right? So what's important is to establish a digital innovation hub within your organization. It's important to do to define your business problems, to start with your business problems. So to go back to my earlier statement, tech is really great, but if you don't know why you're using the technology, then you might not get the outcomes you're looking for. And so defining your digital inventory, defining your strategy, your roadmap, those are the processes that you go through. And then on the left-hand side, you'll see that I've got there what you need to consider is your environmental factors. You need to consider what your targets and your scope are, all the journeys that you want to digitalize. And then also you need to understand your digital philosophies, because what underpins that approach is your digital philosophies, like the human experience, increasing efficiencies and reducing complexity. And that really takes you hopefully to a place that you want to be, and not to La Lucia like it did me. If you then look at your operating model within a utility, we generate, transmit, and distribute electricity. So I started with that process, looked at what the strategic objectives are, and then what underpins the digital possibilities for it. Took this process a little bit further and broke it down even more, looking at what are your business objectives per area, what are your challenges per area, and what are your opportunities. So for example, in distribution, one of the challenges is, or one of the opportunities, objectives is billing and revenue collection, right? But one of the challenges is that we have energy losses due to illegal connections and fraud. We have declining sales revenue, we have municipality debt and all of that. So those are the challenges. But then if you're looking at your objectives, then you look at your challenges, and then you look at opportunities that underpin that, And then underneath that comes the technology. How then do you apply the technology? So, for example, you're looking at smart pricing and billing in the distribution space. You're looking at smart home and mobility and industry. And then, of course, also smart asset performance. And the idea then is to take every division as you've got it there. You'll see that there are similarities, right? So you'll see that, for example, in your distribution environment and in your generation environment, we are looking at smart grid applications. So how do we do that effectively, cost-effectively, and optimally across the business? We then, you'll remember I showed you a roadmap, and part of that roadmap is of the things we're doing. I thought I'd bring some practical examples with. We're doing an inventory, and in the inventory, in your digital inventory, the objective here is you don't want to judge. So you might not be responsible if you're the CIO for operational technology, but you don't want to judge what your business is doing. You just want to inventory. So you inventory, and what we did is we inventoried. We then classified those inventories against what the areas like supply chain and partner experience and asset performance. And the next step is then to see what are the technologies within those that we want to leverage across the business. Another example that we have is we're using drones. We've had a failure at one of our big power stations. The fuel duct had a structural failure, and it became unsafe. And what then happened is we could not actually send people in to have a look. And what we did was we used drones. We could understand where exactly the failure was, and we could also understand the dimensions, the height, etc. And that's how we're applying a use case in terms of digitalization. Blockchain use cases. There are so many, and you know all of these, and what we're thinking about is electricity trading. We're in the process of unbundling, and so electricity trading, we're looking at that as a use case for us in terms of blockchain. And then, of course, analytics. Wow, analytics is revenue assurance, and then there's, of course, the procurement, finance, and forensics analytics that are really, really ripe areas to leverage off. Remember, you need to start with your business problem. So for example, where we have a whole lot of fraud or procurement irregularities, if that is your business problem, then using analytics to solve those and to understand it and to make better decisions, and also to put in better controls would assist you with that. Revenue assurance with us in terms of collecting revenue, that in itself also assists when you've got analytics that supports your decision making and your processes. What's really important in your digital journey is that you need to have not only the internal skills, but also external skills to supplement. And we are blessed to have Huawei, who's been assisting us in our infrastructure. So remember, we started the journey of saying, well, you can't just look at tech. However, tech is as important. So to be that important, you need to have the right digital infrastructure, and Huawei has been assisting us with refreshing our infrastructure environment. And the idea there is to do some cost savings and to do some power savings, and also to get ourselves into a position where we are actually ready and have a base for our digitalization. So in summary, there's my roadmap to La Lucia or St. Lucia. Define your approach. It's really important to define the approach. I know you want to rush in and do the tech. I know you want to rush in and do blockchain and analytics and drones and IoT and all of that, but define that approach. Scan your industry. Craft your digital possibilities by starting with your business outcomes, and find use cases that you can identify in terms of your digital possibilities, and then find capable partners like Huawei to assist you in the various areas, and you will find you will have a really great approach. I'm not going to go through my key learnings because I'm way over time. The only thing that I really wanted to say is I think it was Mr. Lu who said that digital allows us to do better what we already do best. And it really does. but really start with your business outcomes. Define those. Don't be shy to break it down per divisional area. Don't be shy to look at your opportunities and your challenges and be as honest as possible about those. And then look at the technologies that underpin those. It's a wonderful journey. It is a journey. Make sure you go to St. Lucia and not La Lucia. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Speaking of languages, South Africa, Afrikaans, Baidanki. Thank you very much for your valuable contribution, Ms. Faith Burns, CIO and industry icon working in Eskom, South Africa. She made a valid point. Find the right partners and work with the right partners. An African proverb says, alone we go fast, together we go far. I would like to say, together we are able to go further. And that means our next speaker is going to touch exactly on that particular point. Our next speaker is Mr. Stephen Ju, and he's the President of Partner Development and Management in Huawei Enterprise Business Group. He will explain a little bit about how and in what way we see partnerships and ecosystems and eco-partners as another element in the foundation of this digital journey. Mr. Stephen Ju.
Good morning. Did you hear me? Yeah. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? I'm Stephen, and many thanks for coming. It's also my great honor to meet you guys in Barcelona. It's a very beautiful city. Today, I would like to share some of my opinions regarding how Huawei works with kind of skilled partners to serve the digital transformation business from the customers. As all we know is that Huawei cooperated with the skilled partner for decades already. But that is really the first time we identify our partners as two categories, which is in terms of the business journeys. They are the acceleration partners who focus on the sales scale increasing. And another is the association partners, who is oriented to complement the key capabilities to join with Huawei. And those very crucial for the customer business needed. Second things, you know, that is very important for us. And you know, that is kind of the things. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's fine. No, it's I think it's the wrong slide. Sorry, that's the wrong slide. Yes, okay. And also, you know, yeah, I think that is correct. Sorry. So you know that our goal is very clear, and to work with those kind of skilled partners to stay the customer-centric and serve the customers better. You know that is the scenario-based solutions that should be customized-oriented due to the big difference in various industries. So we need to cooperate with the right capable partners to leverage their advantages to provide the most suitable combined solutions to the customers. And you know, we also encourage the capable partners who is willing to go global. And Huawei will supply abundant R&D resources and also the kind of the funds to support them. So we just wondering, and our customers could benefit from the best practice around the world, wherever you are. For example, last year, I remember, and more or less around over 20, with over 20 partners, and to couple with Huawei, we just developed around 15 joint solutions, and which serves over 60 the clients, the overseas China. You know, that took around additional $400 million US. You know, that is very good. That is triple wins. the customer wins, the partner wins, also Huawei wins. That is what we want. And another slide show, and another case show in this slide. And 3 partners in the banking areas, they work with us, and they provide end-to-end solutions from the consulting the plannings, joint solution development, and also for the business operations. And we together to promote it and replicate it in over 10 customers in some other countries. And as I know so far, and they had more ambitious business plan this year for their footprint. Well, you know, that is very good for us. That is what we want. So we are looking forward those kind of business model more and more. During these innovations, and the customer they need a full process and comprehensive capabilities support. So Huawei is optimizing our partner-enabled system in terms of the business journey of the clients. The one we want to enhance our capable partners to develop their capabilities based on Huawei's platform and products. And the second thing is to build the complementary the capabilities with the partners for customer business needed. Huawei optimize those kind of capable enabled system in 3 ones. The first one is one framework, which is unified the technologies, the products, and also the industry know-hows. And currently, and we are aiming at 9 roles and also 11 business scenarios. And we just released more or less around 2,400 the online courses already. And the second one is one plans, which is targeting develop the over 1,300 the skilled partners and also 1,400 internal external teachers. So we just wondering everybody could participate in this plan very easily from the work, whatever, anytime and anywhere you are. And the third one is one platform with contents and also hands-on practice. So we would like to provide the one-stop enablement, the digital services for the clients and for the partners, and also improve their experience. So building a prosperous and a talent ecosystem is always the fundamental policy of Huawei. By building the talent alliance, to integrating the standards, and also improving the capabilities, and also spreading the values. So Huawei has built a kind of the strong ICT talent ecosystem already, I think, and which connects the customers, the partners, the universities, and also some of the third parties. So currently, Huawei has more or less around over 2,200 ICT academies and also over 110 Huawei authorized learning partners around the world. And we also coach over 8,000 the teachers. Also, you can see that more or less around 750,000 the people that obtain Huawei certifications. Also, another thing is very important, I think, that is every year, more or less 150,000 the students, they participate in Huawei ICT competitions in the world. Another thing is very important is Huawei, those kind of ecosystem, the training more than 1 million professionals every year. That I think could benefit all the kind of industries a lot. Yeah. So in order to make all the kind of things happen, so Huawei keep investing in partners. During the last Huawei Connections, so Huawei released a 30 years funding plans around $300 million, which could support the partners that develop the capabilities, they develop the marketing, and develop the solutions. So I got a number yesterday, and we got around just less than half a year, around a little bit more than $50 million have been used You know, that is very fast. Hopefully, hopefully those kind of $300 million could be consumed less than 2 years. Less than 2 years. So in addition, we are also working on very hard to setting up the partner-led incentive programs, which we would like to motivate those kind of skilled partners who play the more positive and the leading roles to do the business. So those funds, we have no limitation, but just in case needed. Another thing is for the R&D resources. It's very important for us. You know that. So besides the 11 open labs around the world, and we are ensured to assign additional more than 600 R&D engineers, and also deploy the equipment around $35 million to support the open labs around the world, and which could, I think, to support more than 1,000 the joint solutions verifications every year. Okay, and we also design and set up the partners policies to encourage the partners to be more motivated to create and lead more opportunities for us. So and even certify the higher capabilities. So we would like to ensure the partners who contribute more and get return more. Digital transformation, so is always the opportunities, also the challenges for everybody. So in order to confident the skilled partners to keep working with Huawei as long as we hope, and we released a fundamental principle for the partners as our promise. The first, we would like to ensure our partners to earn money, of course, but we want to keep earn money. That is kind of the bridge between Huawei and our partner for long-term business, of course. I know that we still have some space can be improved, but we are on the way, And the second thing, the promise is promise. So we have to fulfill what we said. So talk the talk and work the work. Meanwhile, we also continuously to optimize the rulers and the regulations to guarantee our promise. So that is the three things you can see from the slide. That's our promise. So finally, I would like to emphasize again with our commitment. That is with the partners, for the customers. Grow together and win the futures. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stephen Ju, for your insights. Alone we go fast, probably, but together surely we go far and a lot further. We are about to wrap up this summit, but not before we allow some of our customers to cast their votes and their voices. We'd like to have them to share with you a bit more of their experience, some more customer voices.
If we found something that we need to support from our team.
Visits Huawei logo qui s'appelle un app existe.
Huawei est d'une disponibilité que nous apprécions beaucoup.
MUSD signed a strategic cooperation agreement with Huawei.
كان الاختيار لهواوي.
لسيد هواوي.
The collaboration between Sona and Huawei is amazing.
I'm really looking forward to continue the partnerships with Huawei.
Through our partnership with Huawei,
we chose Huawei Campus Optic Solution.
Bring digital to every home, person and organization for a fully connected, intelligent world. That is not only the mission statement and vision of Huawei, that is also the commitment. Find that in other partners who probably have a mission statement that says something like, we build the best technologies and provide you with innovative solutions for a valuable or beneficial or sustainable business. That's a completely other point of view. I'd like to thank our honorable guests and our speakers. I'd like to thank you joining us online and you that have joined us here in this room. Of course, the audiovisual team for their support. Enjoy Mobile World Congress further, because alone we go fast, but together we certainly go further. Thank you very much.